through social media and and not going door to door.
No, I don't have a problem with that because college football has officially gone to the NFL. So the objective is to get talent. And I look at it like this: when you draft someone in the NFL, you're not drafting now. They do take flyers on guys, right? We
Mm-hmm.
just saw the coach take a flyer on Anthony Richardson. Like we've seen that. We've seen my Raiders have taken flyers on guys like Darius Hayward Bay. You take flyers on guys, but the NFL, they're looking for guys who, for the most part, you've developed a great deal, right? Which
Mm-hmm.
is a subject that we're gonna get a topic that we're gonna get into, which position we think is developed the best.
Right.
And they're not looking to like mold clay, right? They're looking to go ahead because they're in a win now business, right? We
That's
watch
the truth.
Panthers, we watch the Panthers and we watch the Cardinals, which is something that you as a Steeler fan, you don't have to worry about this because y'all keep y'all coaches forever. But the rest of the NFL, they fire people. You know what I'm saying? They
Right.
fire people, right? But on a serious note, if he wants to build a team via the transfer portal, I mean, knock yourself out. I mean,
Now let
because
me
the
ask you this question. If he does not have another winning season, do you think that way will still be effective for him?
yes,
Okay.
because
Oh,
and again, I may be saying this from a biased standpoint because I've been polluted by listening to some of the rhetoric that other Hurricane fans have said.
oh,
But you have the ability up to 5 years, according to Miami Hurricane fans. You got the ability up to 5 years to blame the previous coach. So Dion
uh-huh.
can blame the previous staff for up to 5 years for the current situation that the Colorado Buffalo are in.
Mm.
So
Even with him gutting a roster like that, though.
even even with you gutting the roster,
Mm.
you can still blame the ex.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? You can still
Yeah, I
blame
feel
the ex.
that. But dang, he should. Dang, because I don't know. I thought I would probably would have kept around at least some of them big linemen now, if something. But dang, he took everybody out. Like you can't blame nobody. He done restarted the whole thing.
Yes,
He said it.
yes,
Look,
you can. Yes, you can. You can blame people because Chucky, again, and I take great liberty of poking fun at these people. It's not always about the players. Sometimes
yeah,
it's about the infrastructure around it, the culture. You gotta
yeah,
get those players out of there because they got a losing culture. So they
hmm
weren't that good to begin with.
right,
So you got
trash.
so you gotta get them out of there.
Get
Get
him
them out of
out.
there.
I hear that. I hear that. I feel that, and I was okay with that. I was like, just some of them, some
No, you
of
can't.
them.
No, you can't. No, you can't keep. No, you can't keep no stragglers.
Can't none.
No, you can't keep none of them.
Even the offensive lineman that went down to Florida State University
You
on the
can't.
on the
You can't do it, man.
ain't none of them. Dang, dog.
Because they don't fit what the new coach is trying to do.
I
Even
get it.
though
Mm-hmm.
prior to the portal, you just had to deal with what you had on the roster, but with the portal, the job is so much easier now. But you still
Hmm.
can blame the other guy for 5 years though.
Right, right. Okay. I get
But
it. I get it.
I'm
Fair
being I'm,
enough.
I'm being a little facetious right now. But on a serious note though, serious note, all jokes aside, I don't have a problem with what Coach Prime is doing because at the end of the day, like I said, it's the NFL and recruiting services, and I can't put the complete blame on them because you're talking about maybe 30 to 40,000 kids that play high school football, and I could be way off, but and only a finite amount of that number is actually going to play collegiate snaps. There's no way in the world that these recruiting services can evaluate each and every one of these.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way in the world these coaching staffs can do that.
Right.
So to just kind of wrap it up, you could have a guy that was undervalued and then he turns himself into something that shows some self motivation, that shows some self determination. And if you can get those guys on a bigger stage and they still have that chip on their shoulder,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't have to wine and dine them. You don't have to go buy their mama a new furniture set. You know, not trying to be stereotypical, but
Mm-hmm.
issue.
Right. Right.
I'm gonna cut through all that headache because one thing that Coach Prime did say, and I agree with that. These men that are coming in via the transfer portal, the older guys, not the
Mm-hmm.
guys that are fresh off their freshman year, it's about business with them.
Yeah.
This is a transaction.
Yeah.
I'm ready to. I'm ready to go. I'm ready. I'm ready. I've developed. I'm ready to buy in. I'm ready. I'm ready to go play football because I'm trying to get to the next level. And I don't. I don't necessarily see a problem with that. But again, it's going to be an experiment. If it works, people are going to adopt it. If it doesn't work, then like
I
the
ain't got a
guy
problem with
said,
nothing. But
it's
if
going to be a
but if
difference.
but if Truck and Ch- but if Chubby got something to say, I am entitled to my opinion. Do you, if you think I'm too opinionated, then turn the damn channel, fool. Because we all got opinions. And an opinion is a belief in a thought. That's all it is. The same thing, man. That's the same thing. But if I got my opinions and if I think a certain way about something, that's just how I feel about it. But see, that's why I like coming on here with my co-host and the gang. You know what I mean? Because when the gang out there, they'll let me know. Look, Chubby, you're tripping. You got some liquor in your coffee the other morning. You got this, you doing that. Then y'all let me know. And then y'all explain to me. And then, okay, now I see the other side of things that way. And I've also was able to explain what I was feeling and in my opinion, and you see that, and we both able to leave with a better understanding of how each other feels on that particular situation. Okay. And it's okay. Because now I leave with more knowledge and you leave with more knowledge and look at it from another point of view. All right. So look, man. Hey, man, we cooking up in here, man. We always up on here. I see big. I want to give a shout out to the people in that Chizak, Cuban Kane, Chris Kane for life up in the building. Anthony Mazzano, he up in the building, and Ms. Ike up in the building. I like go ahead and hit that like button for us, man. We moving on to the next topic. We is done with Dion and Shador. All right. What's the next one? Ooh, oh, today was a good day. Ooh, ooh, ah, mm, 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 Hey, y'all know that's the jam. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me, cuz y'all know that's that jam. Hey, but yeah, I took that, man. You want to take the L? You know I am Cube. You know I am gang. I'm about to drop. I'm gonna drop the link in there after this subject. Y'all, I mean, I don't want everybody to kill the time, but yeah, you know I got you, gang. All right, but look, so my man's hit me up in the week. He said, "Yo, because you know we be trucking and all that. You know, man, we at work. I'm at work, riding down the road, bumping shit. Boop, just spilled my. I said, "Fuck my coffee." The chat, he text me, shared text. I said, "Oh shit, god damn it, motherfucker." So I done went here and he said, "Cuz Caitlin Clark and Ice Cube. Ice Cube done offered Caitlin Clark $5 million to get up in the big three." And I said, "Well, geez, Louis, man, oh man, hey." $5 million is a lot of money compared to what she's gonna make in the WNBA. Minus her NIL deals. That's a lot of bread. Now, has she? I don't think she's answered that, but I believe that that is a great deal. This could change a lot of things. This could change the whole trajectory. He actually can even start a women's big three, and it may even compete with the WNBA. Oh, where's my notes at on this? I mean, I'm just saying, man, if he giving $5 million out now, this is what I was saying. The WNBA is so cheap, and that Caitlin Clark would be foolish not to take this deal. What up? What up, Stu? But the thing is the WNBA was put on the spot with this Ice Cube and Caitlin Clark thing. Ice Cube put them on the spot when he done this. Absolutely 100%. Because to me, it forces their hand to say, okay, if he's going to offer her 5 million, they gotta up that salary cap on them teams, because this is why a lot of our women talent leaves the US, as we all know, and goes to play overseas to try to make a little bit of bank. You know what I'm saying? Especially the ones who don't have the big name, image, and likeness, such as a Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. What's what's old girl's name down at Tennessee? Rakia Jackson. You know, just those names that come off my head real quick. Um, but they don't have that big of a name, image, and likeness, so they have to go play overseas and try to make some extra money doing that. But look, Cube said, "Come play in the Big Three." And I don't think that I don't think it coincides with the season. Does it merge with the season? Isn't the Big Three like during the off season with the WNBA, NBA? Somebody out there help me out with that. Cube, you know Cube. I know you know Cube.
During the big three is during the summer.
The Big Three during the right. So it don't even. So it don't matter. So it don't even matter. But they had the chat going there. I looked at the chat, Shay. That's all. But so what are you thinking on this? What are you thinking on this, bro? Like what? Because I know you got a lot of things to say. I got a couple more things I'm gonna add in, but I'm gonna let you go ahead and start cooking up, and then I'm gonna come in after you again.
I mean, to me, it doesn't make any sense from the standpoint of her actually playing.
Really?
It makes sense from a business standpoint if you're talking about you trying to get more viewership to the big three. Now,
Mm,
to obviously doing the research, the big three viewership has increased every year. Is I believe next year be going into the 7th year,
mm-hmm.
and so they are garnering viewership organically. But I don't understand where Caitlin Clark fits into this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Caitlin Clark, this is again no slight to Caitlin Clark, but I feel like there are maybe some other WNBA stars. If you wanted to do this, why don't you go with a proven commodity, right? Instead of going with a college prospect, right? What a person again, she doesn't get as much fanfare as a lot of these young women now this in the NIL era and even maybe even to a WNBA. But Liz Cambridge, I think Liz is like 6'8", 6'9" or something. She's big.
Mm-hmm.
But Liz does the same type of thing Angel Reese does, but Liz is already in the WNBA.
Right.
Liz came out and said, look, she can beat DeMarcus Cousins in basketball. Like, that's the type of time Liz Cambridge is on. So, and Liz Cambridge obviously done the overseas thing. I believe she started an OnlyFans page and stuff like that. So Liz is about a hustle. So if anything, me being me, I would have maybe offered an opportunity to a Liz Cambridge or someone of that particular ilk versus going to get it at a Caitlin Clark.
Right.
And to kind of piggyback or to kind of comment on what you stated about the WNBA upping the salary cap, the NBA the NBA is not going to give them a larger share of the market. I mean, it's just not. So competition is good, but to me, in the grand scheme of things, women are trying very hard to push their sports forward, the sports that they are competing in. And I just don't think that they would be satisfied. I wouldn't be satisfied, right? I mean, I'm not a watcher of women's sports, but I understand their plight in some instincts. But I don't think they would be happy if you minimize their game to a half court session. Um, when they come from college and they're playing full court. So I wouldn't get it. And Cuba's drawn some criticism from some of the statements that he made because he said that those other countries are dismal and
Mm.
dubious. And so one of the I don't her name escapes my mind right now, but one of the co-hosts on Gil's Arena, she took those comments to heart because she said that a lot of those countries are very nice that they go to, and he spoke out of turn, and he's really not. That's really not helping or benefiting the WNBA because the league is not active during the time of the year that they actually go overseas to play basketball. So it's not like you are giving them an alternative. They still can go overseas, and if they want to come back and participate in the Big Three, if that's his grand scheme, they
Mm-hmm.
can do that. But there's still a gap between when the WNBA season ends to when the Big Three season starts. And I'll say this, and I'll give it back to you. Cube has made a splash with some obviously non NBA talent because he went and got. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He goes by the name of Frank Nitti, a
Okay.
Drew League MVP, very good player, point guards, played overseas and stuff like that. He recently joined the Big Three. He's going into his third season. Frank Nitti has a nice fan base himself. So Cube is he didn't offer Frank $5 million though, but I see Cube is he's trying to go and get different demographics. And at the and at the bigger thing of it, I mean, Caitlin Clark does have a certain complexion. We don't have to get into the politics of that, but she does have a certain complexion that could bring in a
She
different
got the
fan.
complexion for the connection. Just say what it is, cuz.
No, I'm saying no. I
But
what's understood not to be explained, but
right,
but
right,
I
right.
understand what you're doing if you can. And Caitlin is
Well,
unique because we're talking about Iowa. So,
I
but
think
from a
I
play
feel that.
standpoint, I don't
Hmm.
get it. But from a business standpoint, it does kind of make sense.
Well, well, at first, must I add, and I was going to get there, Cuban, but since you brought it up in the comments, and I see that, and I seen that about the WNBA, right? The WNBA, the NBA period did not help Cube out in the beginning, right? They just didn't. He tried to partner with them. He tried to get help from them with the arena, so forth and so on. They have been blocking the big three, right? So you know that this is some kind of get back, right? This is some kind of, it may be that. And I think that that's what he's going for. But look, and you made very great points. And now I see I'm able to see things from a different point of view there. This is why we have these discussions. However, I disagree. And I think that the WNBA could benefit off of a league such as this. It does not, because of the way that it is, exactly what you said, the format, it just keeps up with practice. Okay, we say that the eight, or what's wrong with America and basketball. I learn from you guys a lot. I listen, I pay attention to everything everybody says around me. I soak all the information up. We don't practice enough in America, right? That's what we're all talking about. We just play games. Well, this is another way and form to keep your skills sharp. And if he's offering one player 5 million, he can offer a slew of players a decent amount of money, way more than what they're going to get paid in the WNBA anyhow, and they'll be able to compete. And I just think it'll be great. And when I heard it, I was like, big ups for Cube for doing that. Why wouldn't he go after that? Now the only thing, and I seen where other people was coming from, was like, why didn't you go after other names going to the WNBA, such as, like I said, a Rickea Jackson? I understand why he didn't go after Angel Reese, because she has not declared for the draft yet, and neither has like a Haley Van Lith, but Caitlin Clark has, and she's just the biggest name, and she's gonna bring eyes wherever it goes, and it makes sense from a huge standpoint. Period. Now, this has worked out for so many women. He gave big women opportunities. Lisa Leslie, Nancy Lieberman. These are just two women that have come up and have coached men's basketball because of the big three. So in his comments about the other countries, it's just competition. I think that was just competition. I don't think that he meant anything malicious or with saying what he said. He was just saying, look, y'all, why y'all want to go overseas and play? You could smoke bud and Cali in my league. You ain't got to take IV, Vicodin, Percocet for your injuries. I'm gonna let you smoke some bud in my league, kick back, use for your injuries, rub some THC on the joints, and you gonna make a couple $1,000,000 while you doing it. Like, who wouldn't want to do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, I think that it was good, and those are some of the benefits on that. Now we have some things talking about some people got in the chat, and I want to address that. But that's just me, bro, right there. And but look, that's why I really like bro. I really appreciate the conversations that we have because you give me another point of view and another way to look at things and to slow down and say, okay, I see that other side to things too. But I'm rooting for him to do it, bro. Now, in this question, would you like to see this happen for Cube? Just that simple question.
I mean, if he would give, if it's going to be a situation where it's full court basketball 5-on-5 and
Mm-hmm.
you are giving competition to the WNBA, then yes, I would love it because
Mm-hmm.
competition brings
Okay.
out the best in people. Because not switching the subject, but we were I was listening to a discussion where they were talking about like the XFL, USFL not being able to penetrate the NFL's wall. Well, QB is in an interesting situation right now where you can penetrate the WNBA wall. Um, Now, how he's going to do it, if that's his sole main objective, then go ahead. And it does benefit that you are maybe branching out and trying to do this in a situation where you have players like a Caitlin Clark, like an Angel Reese, that have such huge names that they could be the vanguards
Right.
of this particular league. Because Angel Reese flat out said, "Hey, look, my NIL deals are going to be here, past college, right? So those could be
Uh,
situations that you could maybe, again, like you said, bring in some additional dollars." So I
right.
mean, if he's looking to do that, then I agree. But if it's half court basketball and you're playing retired NBA players, like that's not no. I don't want to see that.
Okay. Well, I think
I don't. I mean, Chubbs. I mean, I'm not. This make some people may say it's a sexist comment. I don't want to see Caitlin Clark up here trying to play defense on Joe Johnson.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Now I agree with that. I agree with that part. And now I'm thinking that he wants to start a whole Big Three women's league. You know what I'm saying? A Big Three women's league. Um, and I'm sure that he'll probably have to make some changes. But I think he'll have to do that. I should have added that in there. But yes, he absolutely probably would have to start a Big Three women's league. Because other than that, you'll probably be getting them, and they'll have to worry about injuries and what it looked like. Caitlin Clark getting injured by a 50-year-old Joe Johnson, something like that. That'd be crazy. You'd be like, oh, Caitlin can't play for the Liberty now because she got injured by Joe Johnson. He retired, and or anybody that's old, Nick,
And Joe
right?
go, and Joe will cook Caitlin for about 70.
Oh man, but I do think that there's a lot of pluses in this though. I do, man. I do. I honestly think it'll be a lot of pluses, but I'm glad we having these conversations on these topics. I already dropped the link in there, man. That's a huge thing though, but I think he's just really just trying to force the NBA's hand, and giving them more money, the WNBA, because let's just be honest, they ain't paying them nearly enough money, man. And then like you said, Angel Reese going to the NIL deals. So what? So what? They still making more in their NIL deals and getting more publicity at the college level. I don't know if her stardom is going to follow her to the WNBA just because the WNBA is not as watched as much as women's college basketball is. So that concerns me a little bit. Now that really does. Their viewership is not the same as we didn't even know that the WNBA women's championship is playoffs was just in. Did you know about that at all? No, I
Yeah,
don't think so. That's what I'm
but
saying. Like, but you know about the NCAA women's tournament for sure. And that's what worries me. Even big names, because we have seen a lot of big names go to the WNBA and have not, and they were huge stars in women's college basketball.
I
Um,
I think it's, but not to cut you off, but it's
yeah,
it,
go ahead.
it, it's different now. You got
It
the
is. You
portal.
got social media.
Social media is at a. I'm not gonna say social media is at a peak right now, but Social media is at a very, very high height. You still have
Yeah.
new social media sites being created. Obviously, you got the situation with TikTok, Facebook is still around, Instagram. Um, whatever social media site, YouTube is there. They're able to get channels. So the thing to me is like, and this is what some people say the problem is with the NBA is where it's like it's not about the team, it's about individual players. So
Mm.
while that may not be a good practice and they may turn NBA fans off, that may be something that could turn and this may come out the wrong
Right.
way, but
No,
that may
no,
be
go ahead.
something that turn WNBA fans on. That
Mm.
I'm following Angel Reese, I'm following Caitlin Clark. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I'm like the young lady at USC. Her name is escaped my mind, but she's gonna be a problem for the next 2 to 3 years because the thing about it is like right now these young ladies, they're not doing like the men. There's not one and done. Like they are incentivized because of the WNBA and with NIL, they're in a perfect situation that we can sit here and grow with these young women if you do want to decide to watch women's college basketball. So
Right.
we've grown with Caitlin Clark, we've grown with Angel Reese, and a slew of other young ladies that are going to come on that's going to make their names
A
known.
lot of our talent left the WNBA though, bro. And I hear that. I do. And I don't mean to cut you off, bro. And I understand that. I really get your point. I totally do, bro. But with the whole platforms and their social media and their following and everything, but this has like social media has been here for a couple of years, and there's the stars that's leaving and going to the WNBA. Now, nobody like Caitlin Clark. She may change that. She may be the exception for this whole thing that's going on. For real, she may be the exception. Now, I must agree with you on that one with Kate when it comes to Caitlin Clark because people want to see her ball. But as great as she is right now in college, do we think that that translate over to the WNBA? Do you think that she still is going to be this great and this dominant in the WNBA? Realistically.
I mean, I made this comment. I said she could turn out to be Adam Morrison. I remember Adam Morrison was knocking down all kind of 3 pointers at Gonzaga, and people said, I mean, the Bobcats spent a top 5 pick on Adam Morrison, and he flamed out like a guy like a Jimmer Fredette. Like, I mean, so she could flame out, but and then the thing about it is like she's coming with it's gonna be some tension. It's almost like the way the media has kind of hyped it up is to me it's kind of like when Lonzo got to the league and how NBA players wanted to make it a point of emphasis to introduce him to the NBA because of the things that his father said. To me, I think there's gonna be the intrigue of Caitlin Clark because it's like there's gonna be WNBA players like they're gonna feel tight. Like, bro, how you getting 5 million?
Hmm.
What do you do to get five? I mean, like, yeah, you breaking records, but you ain't like that. I mean, that's again, we gotta look at the competitive nature of it. I'm not saying she's not like that, but I'm just saying you gotta look at it from women that are already playing the game.
Oh, she like that in college, but I don't think she does that sound. I think she can be good in the WNBA, but they're going that's she's not going to be this dominant in the WNBA.